Hey everybody, I'm in Ogallala, Nebraska. It's about 3 days later than I planned on going through here. Let me explain to you why. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog. It is the 22nd of January 2020. As I said, I'm in Ogallala, Nebraska. I am on my way to Lexington, Nebraska to pick up a load. I needed to film here because once I get there, they don't allow you to film on site, and that's fine, but I wanted to make sure I didn't mess that up. Now, I haven't filmed for a couple days, and that's for a reason, because there were some things going on and I was a little upset and everything like that. Let me explain. First of all, I just want to say I'm at the Walmart off of I-80 in Ogallala, and I like this Walmart. It's tiny, it's small, it's easy to get into. They have dedicated truck and RV parking. It's easy to get off the road, park, get in there, get your stuff, and get back on. So it's great. I love it. They're friendly. They're fast. If you're looking for a place to stop, again, I-80, Ogallala. You'll see the Walmart. It's hard to miss, but it's really tiny, but it's got everything you need pretty much in it. Grab some food, grab what you need to, get restocked up, get off the road in a 30-minute break and get back on, no problem. I just wanted to say a couple things, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm 3 days later over here than I thought. But first, I wanted to mention something, and it's sort of bugging me a little bit. And it's something different, something I just saw. Stevens is really good about pushing the rules. When I went to CWW, they're really good about talking about what the rules are as far as the Department of Transportation, in CWW, the state of Colorado, but all over. And Stevens is even better at it when you get down there. They talk about the rules. And one of the very important rules is no alcohol in your truck. Okay, none. Not if you're on 34, not if you're on a 10, not if you're on home time and staying on your truck. No alcohol in your truck. The only time with Stevens you can drink is if you're on your home time and you're way off of your truck. So you can't do that. I just saw somebody, not a Stevens driver, not at all. Because if it was a Stevens driver, I'd really have a problem with it. But I just saw a guy, I know he different truck. I'm not gonna say who or point out who, because I'm not that much into it. But getting some stuff just like me, left his truck, walked over to the Walmart, and I'm behind him in line, and he's got a fifth of whiskey in there. Now, people drink whatever, but it's a rule. The rules are the rules, and that's what. Now, I don't know if there's a different rule for his company. I don't know. Okay, I'm pretty sure though that the DOT rule about alcohol is everywhere. But as far as drinking or whatever, I don't know what the rule is for his company, and that's not my thing. But hey, there's a reason why a little bit of slow reflexes because you're hungover or whatever can cause an issue, especially driving a truck this big. So if you're getting into this, if you're in this game, if you got your CDL or you're looking to get your CDL, just know that that's part of the whole thing, okay? If you're a drinker, if you're a person who can't get away from drinking, don't go into this business. Don't go into this profession because you're not going to be able to drink. You're not going to be able to stop on a 34 and grab something to drink, that kind of stuff. At least not with Stevens, and you're not going to be able to do it unless you're on home time and away from your truck if you're with Stevens as well. So anyway, that's what it is. I think it's really unfair, and it's really tough, and it's rough on a lot of people because every truck stop has alcohol in it, in the cooler or whatever. So, they cater to other people's side truck drivers or whatever, but they have it. It is what it is, so I'm not going to, but it just bugged me a little bit. I don't know why. Yeah, just for some reason it did. Now, back to me, what's going on. So, I got done with home time with my daughter in Fort Collins, and I had a blast. And I will do a small video later on. I filmed a little bit, just a little while I was there, because I wasn't going to spend a lot of time, but we walked through downtown Fort Collins, Old Town, and checked out a few things, and I'm going to post that. It's going to be about 2.5, 3 minutes worth at the most, but just walking down, just to see. And I'm looking forward to when the weather gets better and it's not so cold, going back and checking it out again, because I think it's going to be a blast to check out. But anyway, so I got a pre-plan leaving Berthoud, Colorado, where the Loves I was staying at, and headed to Lexington, Nebraska, and then all the way to Syracuse, New York. And I was psyched. So I did that, did my plan, my trip plan, got dispatched on it. My first stop was supposed to be about 60 miles away, 50, 60 miles away in Brush, Colorado, to get some fuel. About 5 miles short of Brush, I got a notice on my Qualcomm that they had canceled my trip plan. So luckily I was stopping in Brush anyway, so I stopped and I checked it out, and they just canceled my trip plan totally. Didn't know what I was going to do, anything like that. I was sitting there waiting to find out. I called my DM, my driver manager, to find out, and he said, well, they double booked it, or they were going to send somebody home on that or whatever. And that's fine, I think, if that's the only way to get somebody home for home time when they're supposed to, that's going to happen. And I'm sure, I may be the beneficiary of that at some point in time, but that's the case. But I was sitting there after a while, and then I got a phone call from one of the dispatchers, actually one of the people in OSD, which is overage, shortages, and damaged, that department, that they needed me. I was the only person in the area with an empty trailer, and they needed my help to go run, and there was a load that needed to be dealt with now. So they needed me to head back to Denver. So I got a call from Robert over in OSD. They sent me, they wanted me to go down there. Now, overage, shortage, and damages, there's different things that they do with them. Sometimes if you're short or whatever, then they figure out what happened and they adjust the billing, whatever damaged. Sometimes they leave it on your truck, and then OSD will tell you what they want you to do with it: throw it, give it away, donate it somewhere, whatever. They'll help you with that. Like a guy over there at the Loves in Berthoud, his company, he had like 30 cases of the frozen baked pretzels, and they were supposed to go to Costco, and Costco hadn't ordered them, so they didn't take them. Well, his company went through and everything like that, and he said, just give them away. So I got like a case of them, but from him, and for free or whatever. In this case, it was like 21 pallets of graham crackers. All those graham crackers, no marshmallows, no chocolate, no s'mores. But anyway, 21 pallets of graham crackers, nobody's throwing those out or giving those away. So they were trying to figure out how to get them, to see if they wanted them back. And so, the shipper wanted them back, so what they needed me to do is to go to what's called a lumper place, where they store and move stuff off of one truck, put on another. They took it off one truck, put it on my truck, and then I had to find a place to park. Well, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening on a Monday, you ain't going to find an easy place to park in Denver. And it took me about 2.5 hours to find a place to park. But finally, I found a place to park. Wasn't at a regular truck stop. It was a little tiny place, but they let trucks park there or whatever, and I was fine. And I just waited. I waited. I drove about 120 miles that day or whatever, made about $40 to wait. Finally, they figured out what they wanted to do with it. I asked if they would put something on the load, which I meant, like a little bit of compensation for the time, because I could have been dispatched somewhere else. I mean, I was taken off of a trip that was 2,000 miles. I could have made 500-600 miles that first day or whatever. I asked if they would put something on it. Once they figured out what they were going to do, they did. They gave me $125 to sit on it and whatever, and to watch it. And then what they did is they had me take it to Burlington Northern Santa Fe, to the rail yard there in Denver, to drop it so they could send it back by rail. So once I did that, they had me go to a drop yard that we have in Denver and pick up an empty trailer, and I waited there because you're able to spend the night there. Good to know if you drive for Stevens. It's good to know where the drop yards are where you can spend the night if you need to, because I probably could have done that the night before, but I didn't know that. Okay, I did not know that I could spend the night there, but I found that out. So I picked up the trailer. I got the trailer. I spent the night there. Waited till today to get dispatched. Got a dispatch going back to Lexington, Nebraska. This time, 2 stops. One in the Bronx, New York. Second one in Andover, Maryland. So I'm psyched about that. A little nervous about going in the Bronx by myself. Last time I went into New York City, I had my trainer. He was like a navigator. I mean, I drove in, drove out, and everything like that, and I did well. Same thing going into Newark, New Jersey, but I had a navigator. So this time, God, I hope that my GPS is going to help me out here, and hopefully the directions I get. I think I have to get a New York City briefing to give me firm directions on that. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. And then up to Andover, Massachusetts. Excuse me, Andover, Massachusetts. That should be an interesting run, but I wanted to film this and let you know. So I was frustrated because I was sitting all this time and I wanted to be running. I had spent a bunch of money when I was at home on home time with my daughter, and I don't have a problem with that because I had a blast. It was great spending 3 days with my daughter. The next time off, I'm going to spend it with my other daughters and see what I can do there. But I wanted to make some money, and I was sitting still, and there's an old thing: if these wheels ain't rolling, you're not earning anything. So luckily I'm rolling. Like I said, I wanted to film this right this second, take a second before I hit the road again, because I do need to get to Lexington, Nebraska, drop this trailer. I'm going to be waiting for them to get me a loaded one, and then run. And I have a DLD, which is a deadline departure. That's the latest you can leave and make your run and make it there safely of tomorrow afternoon. So it's possible I'll be sitting there for a while. But I'll be moving. At least I know where I'm going. So that's it. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys have a great week ahead. And we'll see what we're going to see. I am going to try to stop at I-80 if I can. I'm looking for something in particular. I don't know if I'll film any more from there. I did one video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description to the one for I-80 that I stopped at. It's supposed to be the world's largest truck stop. It is possible I'll spend a 10 there, which would be really great. But once I get to Lexington, I got to do some trip planning, because this is going to be an interesting route that I got to go on. It's fun trying to do a route, because some toll roads they want you to go on, some they don't, because some are a lot more expensive than others. So I've got to sort of figure out where that's going to go. But I'm going to do that tonight while I'm waiting for my load. So you guys have a great one. Again, this is Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog. I'm in Ogallala, Nebraska. I'm driving for Stevens Transport. I'm psyched about it. You guys have a great one. I'll talk to you later.